APNvideo.com is on the air, and tonight we're coming to you from the winter home of the Cincinnati Reds and the Cleveland Indians. It's Goodyear Baseball Park in Goodyear, Arizona. Game time temperature in the low 90s. This park opened up in 2009, but today it's home to day one of the 25 wood bat division of the 2019 NABA World Series. And today it's the Alaska 49ers taking on the Riverside Renegades. I'm Jeff Lowry, APNvideo.com. Number 35, the right-hander Kyle Bovey. One of the workhorses on this pitching staff for manager Ricky Campbell. He'll get the start here today, and he'll be going up against hard thrower Adolfo Espinoza for Riverside. These are two teams I would say pretty evenly matched. We're in this 25 wood bat, so I mean you got a lot of young talent. You got some guys out here who's played some college and professional ball. But when you talk about these two teams, I think both of these teams feel they have a shot at being there in the finals come the end of the week. And when we come back, all the exciting play-by-play action. This is APN. You're getting a look at Adolfo Espinoza, and he's going to be the starting pitcher here today for the Riverside, California Renegades. This is game one of this 25 and over wood bat division of the 2019 NABA World Series, and we're excited to bring this one to you. Two talented teams, two teams that not only hope but believe that they're going to be in it at the end of the tournament. The championships will be played, I believe, is on the 6th of October, and should be a great week of adult baseball league, especially at the 25 age group. Special thanks to Ricky Campbell for setting things up with the Alaska 49ers. And we'd like to welcome all of you from the great state of Alaska and from Southern California. We're set to go here for baseball from the winter home of the Cincinnati Reds and the Cleveland Indians. Both teams failed to make the playoffs this year. And being an Ohio boy myself, that's a little disappointing. But nonetheless, we're ready to go. And Nigel Morton will be the leadoff hitter here for Alaska. It's got to be somewhat of a shock to come from the state of Alaska, coming from, I don't know how long these guys have been here. I would say maybe a couple of days. And I would imagine that early October in Alaska, it's a little bit cool. Well, that's not the case here in Arizona. Our game time temperature is 94 degrees. Jeff Lowry with you, APN Video Sports. Our first pitch brought to you by APNvideo.com at 4:06, and we're ready to go. So Espinoza winds, kicks, and deals, and the first pitch is swung on and lifted out of play, and this game is underway. 4:06, our first pitch, 94 degrees. He'll be followed by Chad Hooker and then Cody Staubel. Infield playing kind of almost even at the bag at shortstop, and the second baseman deep on the grass and playing over. An unusual formation here. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter. Well, unfortunately, we got to deal with the shadows that are creeping in at this time of day. Here's the 1-1, and that's out of play to the right side up against the screen, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. You know, strong look there at Espinoza. Getting the start, game one of the NABA World Series in this age group. 2-2 is the count. Check that 1-2. Stays alive with a defensive swing. Right-hander with a long look in, and now getting set to bring it to the plate. With the breeze blowing out to straightaway center field, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes as he missed with a fastball high and away. Chad Hooker is on deck for the 49ers out of Alaska. Waiting on deck, but first the 2-2 pitch, and now time is called as Espinoza trying to get situated with his catcher. And once again, the 2-2 pitch to the leadoff hitter. And he stays alive as he fouls that one off at the plate. Kyle Bovey will be the starting pitcher for Alaska when they come out into the field in the bottom half of this first inning. And again, the 2-2 pitch coming up here to shortstop Nigel Morton. And he struck him out with a sinking pitch. And that's out number one. First out of the 2019 NABA World Series for the 25 wood bat division. Next up, second place hitter is Chad Hooker. Swing and a miss, and he's down 0-1. One of the DHs in Ricky Campbell's lineup here today. Right-hander sights the sign. Long pause, and now time is called. In the air, down the line, and it's going to be a foul ball. Espinoza looking good so far. So he sights a sign against the left-handed hitter, DH. And he wasted one that time. Way outside. Jimenez doing the catching here today for Riverside. Travis Cox is their manager. Ricky Campbell, the manager of the Alaska 49ers. 2 strikes and a ball on the left-handed hitter. Nobody on with one man out here in the top of the first, just underway, and a swing and a miss. And that one, I don't know if that was a cut fastball or a slider. It looked like it might have been more of a slider. 2 down here in the inning. Now Cody batting for the first time. He swings and misses. That was a slider. And it's 0-1. Well, hopefully we got a good game here in store for everybody. Maybe a lower scoring game than what we've seen lately. We've had some runaway games already in this NABA tournament that started back on September 26th. It's October 3rd. We're in the second week of this tournament. President Shane Fujita has done a great job and one of the true nice guys in the business. And that one is looped out in the right center field, and that's going to drop in for a hit. It's bobbled out there, and with the speed of Cody, he is going to make it in safely. Time is called. He's got a 2-out double to extend the Alaska top of the first inning. Scooter Bynum batting for the first time, cleanup hitter for Alaska. Now has a chance to drive in a run and get his team up on the board first. First pitch to the cleanup hitter is swung on and missed. He had a healthy cut, and it's 0-1. 345 down the left and right field lines here at Goodyear Baseball Park, which opened in 2009. 410 to center, and it's 380 to both the bullpen in left and the same area symmetrically in right. That's a wave and a miss, and it's 0-2 on Scooter Bynum, the center fielder. Outstanding speed. And one of their top run producers. NABA World Series here on APM Video Sports. Our website is apnvideo.com. And the 0-2 pitch to the Alaskan cleanup hitter, but first Espinoza steps off. And the 2-strike pitch. And it's taken low for a ball. So Espinoza taking a long time, and now Bynum steps out. That's the second time we've seen that here in the top of the first inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the center fielder. And he takes high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A 2-out double extended the inning. Cody Stauble at second base, hoping to get a 2-out, 2-strike RBI hit from Bynum. And here's the pitch. And he pops it up. That's a tough sky. Shortstop Frost drifts out, and backpedaling somehow makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. After a half, Alaska 0, and Riverside, California coming up. You're getting a look at Kyle Bovey, the starting pitcher here today for Alaska. He'll be toeing the rubber and going up against a tough Riverside Starting lineup. He'll be facing Daniel Caballos to start things off for Riverside. Well, it's an absolutely gorgeous day for our national pastime. Unfortunately, it's about 94 degrees. And that was about the time that we got here at the ballpark, around 3:10. And I would imagine it's probably more like 95 or 96 because now we're in the hottest part of the day. So Caballos to start it off. Sorry about that. First pitch called strike. And a good start here for starting pitcher Kyle Bovey. Slider missed outside. Kyle's family is here in attendance. Awfully proud of him and hoping to see a nice outing here today from the winter home of the Cincinnati Reds and the Cleveland Indians, Goodyear Ballpark, opened in 2009. He's an underhand thrower, and a la maybe a Dan Quisenberry-like. Don't see that very often in the modern baseball, but there's a few guys at the major league level doing that. He missed way inside. The key to when you're, a three-quarters pitcher, submarine pitcher, the key is you got to keep the ball down. So it really limits your strike zone quite a bit, more than a power pitcher who can throw up or down. And that is low ball 4. Next up for Riverside is Matthew Jordan, right-handed hitter. Good speed at first base, and he's going on the first offering. It's taken for a strike, and a good throw might have had him. It was one hop down there, and it's a stolen base for Caballos. So Daniel Caballos is in with a stolen base. So both teams have had a runner in scoring position in their first tries at the opposing pitcher. Bottom half of the first inning from Goodyear Ballpark. Yeah, they had a play on at second base. A little daylight between the runner and the bag at second base. But he gets back in safely. On this October 3rd, 2019. And Jordan squares the bunt and takes high. 1 ball and 1 strike to the second place hitter for the Riverside Renegades. We're hoping for a good pitching matchup, Espinoza and Bovey. And here's a bunt foul, and it's 1-2. A.J. Stieber is on deck for Riverside, hoping for an RBI opportunity. And the strike 2 pitch. And that one is slapped on the ground to the right side where Ricky's got it. He'll take it to the bag. Caballos will move on to third base, but the play is made. And that's his first out of the ball game on the defensive side for Alaska. Alaska would probably be happy to relinquish an out for a run here since it is the first inning. A.J. Stieber, one of their top sluggers. He takes a strike. Good pitch that time by Bovey. No balls and 1 strike to the third place hitter. We're in the bottom half of inning number 1. Riverside batting for the first time, and they got a runner at third base. 1 out. That's taken high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Third baseman playing close to the bag you just saw. And here's a rocket to the second baseman on 1 hop. Had to battle the sun, believe it or not, and a good firm throw gets him. Nice job by Kevin Johnson at second base. That drives in the game's first run, and Riverside leads Alaska 1-0. Now the first baseman, Davidson. Kevin takes a strike. So 1-0 Riverside here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Another breaking pitch, and it's 0-2. Right-hander sights a sign, a pitch getting out of this first inning. And he struck him out swinging. Nice pitch. But a leadoff walk, a stolen base, and a ground out to the right side produces the first run of the game as Alaska will come to the plate in this 2019 NABA World Series down 1-0. Jeff Lowry back here from Goodyear Baseball Park. 5, 6, and 7 coming up here for Alaska. After one inning of play, they find themselves down 1-0, and Todd Jeffress, the strong-armed right fielder, will start things off for the 49ers. Jeffress, Johnson, and Cooper. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous day. We've had a couple of great days here back-to-back. Jeffress goes after the first one, and Caballos under it, battling the sun. And I'll tell you, you can laugh, you can make fun, you can criticize. You come out to a spring training game, and that happens all the time on these days where they play in the afternoon. It's a high sky, very difficult to judge the ball. It is not easy. There is no such thing. Probably from noon to about this time, there is no routine pop-up or fly ball in this ballpark. So here's Jerome Johnson batting for the first time. Top of the second, tying run at first base. Alaska at the plate with Riverside leading it 1-0. That'll be ruled an error, unfortunately, on Caballos. And he fouls that one back and out of play. On deck is Eric Cooper. And a swing and a miss. And that is strikeout number 3. Quick thrower to first. The runner is back for Espinoza. So Espinoza off to a very good start here. One down in the inning. I'll bring up third baseman Eric Cooper, and he takes a good fastball. He's throwing in the mid-80s, I would imagine. Low to mid-80s with the fastball by Espinoza. Riverside in the all-white leads it 1-0, and that is taken high and away. 2 balls and no strikes. After doing some of the teams in the older divisions, it's amazing how the strike zones are a little tighter at the 25 or the 18. Of course, a lot of times if you're in the 18 and over or 25 and over, you got some guys that have played some college ball or professional. And that one shatters the bat. And part of it splinters out towards the third base foul line. And a chopper into left field and a base hit. Boy, this ground is really hard. And a quick throw to second is not in time. So you got runners at first and second. Alaska now has the tying run in scoring position. I'll bring up the manager and the first baseman, Ricky Campbell. Special thanks to Ricky for setting up today's broadcast. And well, hopefully there's going to be some people on the Riverside tuning into this broadcast. That's a first pitch called strike at the knees. So Campbell with a chance to drive in a run here and equalize things here for the Team Alaska. The 49ers, the pitch. Strike called, and that one was about a good 6 inches off the outside part of the plate. So a 2-strike count on Campbell. Strike 3 called. Unbelievable. Wow. Strike 2 and strike 3 were a good at least 6 inches off the outside part of the plate. Now, you got to give a little credit to Espinoza. He hit the target. Espinoza now with 4 punch-outs. Here's the catcher for the 49ers, Munoz. That one is in the dirt, ball 1. Manny is the 9th place hitter. You got Kevin Johnson hitting in the 10 spot, waiting on deck. So runners at first and second and 2 out. Alaska at the plate, trailing 1-0 here in the top of the second inning, and Espinoza delivers, and he missed outside 2-0. Runners take their lead from first and second. And the pitch, and it is swung on, lifted in the air into right field, and I don't know if he saw it at first, but he comes up with it. A nice job out there in right field. Justin Lewis, and that was nothing routine about that one. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and Riverside leads Alaska 1-0. It's a 2019 NABA World Series. Back at Goodyear Baseball Park, we go to the home half of inning number 2. Riverside at the plate. They lead it by a score of 1-0. Second inning of work for Bovey. Feiner, the third baseman, to start things off. Feiner, then the shortstop Frost, followed by Justin Lewis, who made a nice catch out in right field, battling that sun. Chopper to the right side where the second baseman will field. Nice job by Kevin Johnson, one down. Next up is the shortstop, Timothy Frost. NABA 2019 World Series coming to you from Goodyear Baseball Park. We're in the 25 wood bat division. On a beautiful but warm day, but it should start to cool off when that sun starts to head towards that horizon. It's amazing, even though it could still be in the 90s, how much better it feels once the intensity. It's just the sun is at its most intense this time of day. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Riverside at the plate. They lead it 1-0, and that's a called strike. That was Jimenez who led off the inning by grounding out, Now Feiner, the third baseman. We'll get it right. And he just stays alive. Fouls that one off at the plate. Bovey comes set, always working out of the stretch position. And he got fisted that time. I'll tell you, if you haven't, as a hitter, seen a sidearm, submarine style, three-quarter style pitcher, traditionally, and this is years of being a Pittsburgh Pirate fan watching Kent Tekulve. Kent Tekulve was as good as they got in terms of relievers for the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 70s and 80s when that pitch was down in the strike zone. But boy, if he got it belt high or up, it's an easy pitch to hit. You have to keep the ball down. And strike three called, and he didn't like the call. That is a second strikeout for Kyle Bovey. I don't know if he just ejected a player or not. Vincent Feiner was not happy with that strike call. That last pitch by Bovey. And right now he is, the home plate umpire is making some annotations in his notebook. And I'm not sure if this has been an ejection, as we got to stop in play. That's going to prompt Travis Cox to come out and talk to the umpire. And the only thing I can think of is that he might have ejected Vincent for arguing that called third strike, but I'm not sure. Well, I think it's a little unbelievable. I don't know what he said, and shy of berating the umpire with a bunch of expletives, I don't think he should have been kicked out on the first day of the tournament. But now I don't know. I don't know what was said. He may have said the magic word. And a swing and a miss by Frost, who comes to the plate. So there's 2 out, nobody on. 1-0 lead for Riverside, nobody on, 2 out here in the home half of the second. That's out of play. Well, unfortunately, when you get ejected, they make you leave the facilities, and there's really nowhere around here to hang out. Frost up there trying to get something going with 2 out, and Kyle was missing high and away on that last pitch. Way outside. 2 out, bottom of the second inning. Frost. And an excuse me, ground ball third, charging, throwing, and they threw it away. It's in play. It'll be a base hit and a throwing error, and Riverside has a runner in scoring position with 2 out. Not much Ricky Campbell could do with that one. So that extends inning number 2 for Riverside, looking to go up 2-0 here with a runner at second. And the pitch is low, a ball. Right fielder Justin Lewis batting for the first time. Kyle would like to get out of this inning unscathed. Both teams have committed an error in this game. That skips away, and now the runner 90 feet away. In there for a called strike. Beautiful pitch that time by Kyle. So Bovee trying to get out of this inning. He's got a runner at third base. And, boy, I'll tell you, that one was close. He called that on Ricky Campbell and did not call it in this situation on Justin Lewis. Of course, you don't want to say that too loud. Everybody can hear everything I'm saying up here. Here's the pitch. And 2 borderline pitches that did not go Alaska's way. And now the runners are on first and third. That'll bring up the starting pitcher, the 9th hitter in the lineup for Riverside with first and third. And this is Espinoza. Adolfo batting for the first time. They're on the corners, and a called strike, 0-1 the count. Chopper foul at the plate, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Kyle Bovee's opposite number, Adolfo Espinoza. You got runners at first and third. And the 0-2 pitch to Espinoza. Struck him out swinging. Great job by Kyle. An excellent job by Alaska to get out of the inning. So Riverside leaves 2. It's day 1 of the 25 and over Wood Bat Division NABA World Series, and we'll have more in just a moment. Welcome back to Goodyear Baseball Park. We're heading now to the top half of the third inning. Kevin Johnson will start things off. He'll take a fastball inside, ball 1. A.J. Stieber hit a ground ball to the right side back in the first to score Caballos from third base. 2 balls, no strikes. Alaska had a runner at second base and 2 out after Staubel doubled. And then they had runners at first and second with 1 out in the second inning, and both times failed to score. Swing and a miss. Kevin had a good rip at that one. Made a nice play as he ranged to his left 2 innings ago on a ground ball, and now trying to add a contribution here at the plate. He comes up empty-handed, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Kevin Johnson. 1-0 Riverside. They're in the field. They're in the all-white. Adolfo Espinoza in his third inning of work. Strike 3 called. I think he knew it. And Espinoza kind of breezing through the first 2 and a third innings. 5 strikeouts for Espinoza. And we go back to the top of the order. Morton, one of those 5 strikeout victims, the first hitter in the batting order for Ricky Campbell, and the first delivery is in there, strike 1. A nice little breeze blowing out the right center field. That's to the right side where the second baseman, Caballos. And tell you what, Morton made it look a lot closer than anticipated, and there is 2 down. 2 down, here's Chad Hooker. Strikeout victim back in inning number 1 for Alaska. And he rifles one into center field, and that's a base hit. Good job of getting over in the gap is the Riverside center fielder. 3rd hit of the day off Espinoza. Nice job by Matthew Jordan in center field, ranging over to the right center field gap to corral that baseball and get it back in quickly. So a runner at first base and 2 out. Cody had the double back in the first inning, 1 of 3 hits for Alaska. Short lead at first and a swing and a miss. Swing and a miss, 2 strikes. That looked like a sinking fastball. He just swung over the top of it, and now got to get a little defensive here. You got to be protecting if you've going up against Espinoza. He's got the good fastball. He just threw you a sinker, and that's a very good approach right there by the right-handed hitter. 2 out, a runner at first base, 1-0 Riverside as Alaska bats here in the top of the 3rd. And the runner takes a lead at first base, and the pitch is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 49ers are hoping that Bynum can get an opportunity to come to the plate in this inning. Runner at first, 2 out, the 2-strike pitch. Struck him out swinging, and we head to the home half of the 3rd. Espinoza with 6 punch-outs, and we head to the bottom half of the 3rd. Riverside 1, Alaska nothing. Kyle Bovee in his 3rd inning of work, starting pitcher here for Alaska, going up against Ceballos, and he hit him. I was calling him Caballos earlier. There was a little typo on our score sheet. We had a great basketball player here, said Ceballos, for several years with the Phoenix Suns, and apologize to Daniel for mispronouncing his name. That is the 3rd free pass that Kyle has given. He's walked 2 and now hit a batter. The problem with hitting Daniel is that he is a threat to steal. He's already stolen 1 base, and he has scored the only run of the ball game. And there he goes. Pitch is taken for a ball. The throw to second, and it's not in time. A successful steal. 1 ball and no strikes to Jordan. Quick throw to second, and a nice job by Kevin Johnson keeping that ball on the infield. And it's high. 2 balls and no strikes. In there for a called strike, 2-1. That is the part of the strike zone that Kyle needs to live in if he wants to be successful. The 2-1 pitch to center fielder Matthew Jordan. And here's a drive down the left field line, fair ball. It's going to go all the way to the corner. And Ceballos scores easily, and the throw goes to second, and it's not in time. That's a double, and Riverside leads 2-0. First pitch. And this ball rolls all the way over to the third base dugout, and a runner at third in Jordan. Stieber drove in the game's first run on a ground out back in the first inning. A runner at third and nobody out. Again, I would imagine Alaska will concede the run to get the out. You really want to stay out of a big inning, but that one is lined out into left center field, a base hit. The run will score. Throw comes in the second. It's a long single. Another run is in. And it's 3-0 Riverside. That'll bring up the first baseman, Davidson. Still nobody out. So a hit batsman, an RBI double by Jordan, and Stieber with a line single to left field extends the Riverside lead to 3-0. Connor Johnson is going to begin to warm up down the left field line beyond the left field fence here at Goodyear Baseball Park for the 49ers. Right now, Kyle needs to bear down and get his team out of this inning without any more damage. Runs are at a premium against a guy like Adolfo Espinoza. Jimenez on deck for Riverside. And a line shot out into left field, base hit. Good job cutting it off in left, and runners will be at first and second. Well, nice job out there by Cody cutting that ball off. That could have been extra bases, and if that ball gets by him, that probably would have resulted in a run for Riverside. So that's going to bring up Rudy Jimenez. Well, we mentioned that when you're a submarine pitcher, sidearm pitcher, as he squares the bunt, still nobody out here. And he lays one down, and it is going to go foul. Got some activity down there in the bullpen. Maybe it's not Connor Johnson. Maybe it's Cody Barrett. Hard to say. But we were mentioning with Kyle in that submarine style, three-quarter style delivery, you really have to keep the ball down. The last two hitters have hit the ball very hard because he got it up around the belt. 1 ball, 1 strike with Jimenez on at the plate. He's got runners at first and second. Still nobody out here in the bottom half of inning number 3. And he offered out a pitch that was quite a bit outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's still squaring to bunt here. And he lays one down, and that is going to be a foul ball. Heads up play by Kyle. So the first time up for Haywood, he is batting and playing in place of the ejected Vincent Faynard. Faynard called, must have said the old magic word. There's certain words that you cannot say to an umpire, and we can't repeat that on the air. But there are some of them magical words as the first pitch is in there for a called strike. 1 out, first and second occupied. 2 runs in here for Riverside, who lead it here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, 3-0. So Faynard run out of the ballpark by the umpire, and that is just off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hayward. Two and 1. Three balls, 1 strike to Hayward. And that's ball 4, and the bases are loaded. One down, bases loaded for Frost. Frost reached on an error, his only time up back in inning number 2. No balls and 1 strike to the Riverside shortstop. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Good pitch. Infield playing at double play depth. And needing one badly here, a pitcher's best friend. 2-strike pitch, and that strike 3 called. Well, I'll tell you, this strike zone is absolutely all over the place. But I'll tell you what, I think Kyle's been kind of squeezed a couple of times, and he got the benefit of the doubt on that one. You hear the rumbling of the bats out of the dissatisfaction, Frost, of that last pitch call. 2 down, and a strike called. Good pitch. Well, the two teams have combined for 11 strikeouts. That last one by Kyle was his 4th. And it's quickly 0-2 on the right fielder, Justin Lewis. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, bases loaded. Bottom half of the 3rd. Big pitch coming up here for Alaska. And he tried to bring a little extra cheese on it and left it high. Another 2-strike count coming up. And a chopping ball up the middle. The shortstop fields. Nice play. Throw to first, and he got him. How about that? What a fine play by Morton to retire the side. Saves a couple of runs, ends the inning. We head to the 4th. Alaska now trailing 3-0. This is APM. Scooter Bynum will start things off. We're going now to the 4th inning of play, and a 3-0 lead for Riverside as Alaska comes to the plate for the 4th time. Adolfo Espinoza has yielded 3 hits, thrown scoreless baseball through 3. He has struck out 7 and has yet to yield a walk. Scooter popped up to the shortstop to end inning number 1, and he rips one to the right side and past the diving Ceballos into right center, a hit. He's going for 2. It was bobbled, and a quick throw, not in time. Good hustle and a 2-base hit for Bynum. That'll bring up the right fielder, Todd Jeffress. Well, Alaska could use a run here, at least to counter the 2 that were given up in that last inning. So Jeffress up there, he popped out. First pitch swinging back in the 2nd inning, and he takes outside a fastball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. On deck is Jerome Johnson for Alaska. Somewhat of a shock coming from Alaska. I would imagine the temperature's probably maybe in the 60s or 50s back there, maybe cooler at night. And then here it is, 95 in Phoenix. Welcome to hell. And it's supposed to be up around 100 over the weekend. That's what I said to my dad when I picked him up at the airport a few years ago. But it was like 115 at the time, fouled off. A leadoff double by this man. In the air, center field, and will be playable. Good strong throw out there by Lewis. And there's one down here in the top of the 4th inning for Alaska. So Lewis is now in center field for Riverside, and Teddy Stafford is now taken over in right field for Travis Cox and the Renegades. So 1 out, runner at second base, and here's Jerome Johnson. Chopper over the middle, could be trouble. It's backhanded by the second baseman Ceballos, and he throws perfectly on to first, 2 down. Well, a fine defensive play, and I'll tell you, this is one of the fastest players I've seen at this level in a long time. 2 down, but you got a runner at third base, and here is Eric Cooper as Alaska tries to break the ice. That's low for ball 1. Cooper owns 1 of the 4 hits by the 49ers, and that's high. 2 balls, no strikes to the 49er third baseman, right-handed hitter Eric Cooper. Right-hander taking his time out there. He rocks into the delivery, and it's low and away, 3-0. Espinoza has not walked a batter yet, and now 3 balls, 1 strike with a runner at third and 2 out. The pitch is right down the middle. So they're hoping not to waste a leadoff double by Scooter. The runner takes his lead at third. The 3-2 pitch is outside, ball 4. All right, that's going to bring up the manager and first baseman, Ricky Campbell. He represents the tying run here for the 49ers. First and third occupied, 2 out the pitch. And it's hammered foul and out of play, and it's 0-1. So Ricky Campbell up there. I'll tell you, with the velocity that Espinoza is throwing with and how shallow in the sun field, it might behoove Campbell to try to hit a gapper here. Let's see what he does, and especially when they're staying away from him. 1 ball, 1 strike. That might have been his game plan on that first pitch, but he fouled it off to the right side, but he hit it hard. And now the 1-1 pitch. In the air and down the right field line. That's a long run. No one's going to get to this one. So again, in a protect position here at the plate, Ricky Campbell hoping to at least push across a 1 run after Scooter got on with a leadoff double. Top of the 4th inning. Alaska up there with runners at first and third, 2 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ricky Campbell. The long pause and the look in by Adolfo Espinoza. And a line drive out into right field, and it's going to drop in. Couldn't see it because of the sun, and the throw goes to third, and it's not in time. Alaska on the board, and they cut the deficit to 3-1. That's an RBI single for the manager of the Alaska 49ers. That'll bring up the catcher, Manny Munoz. First pitch. Line drive down the right field line, base hit. That's going to go down into the corner. Picked up there, a great play by the right fielder. And they'll be at first and third. Munoz with an RBI single down the right field line. The lead is cut to 1 at 3-2. So Alaska has finally broken through here in the 4th inning against Espinoza. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Kevin Johnson, a strikeout victim, which is 1 of 7 in the game. Recorded by Adolfo Espinoza, the starting pitcher here for Riverside. Inside 2-0, and now you got the tying run 90 feet away. You got Munoz at first base representing the go-ahead run for the 49ers. (3-0). Let's see if he has the green light on 3-0. And he does. He comes up empty-handed. You don't see that very often. But I'll tell you what, most hitters love swinging at 3-0 because usually the pitcher, especially if he's having a long inning like Espinoza is having right now, you know you're probably going to get one dead red fastball down the middle in most cases. Otherwise, as a hitter, you can become very, very selective in that situation. And Kevin Johnson, he had one right there served up, USD grade, but came up a little empty-handed. So now it's 3 balls and 1 strike, and almost in the same situation here. 3-1 pitch. And there's that sinker. Boy, that's an awfully good pitch. Espinoza trying to preserve a one-run lead. He was down 3-0 to Kevin Johnson. Now the 3-2 pitch, 2 out. It's strike 3 called. He got him. A little surprised that the runner wasn't going on that pitch. I think Munoz lost track of the outs. 8 strikeouts, but we got a new ball game heading to the home half of the 4th inning. It's now Riverside 3, Alaska 2. All right, we're back here at Goodyear Baseball Park. A 2-run top of the 4th inning has put Alaska back into the game. It's now 3-2. Escamilla is batting for Espinoza. 9th hitter in the lineup. And a swing and a miss. So first time up for Derek Escamilla. As Riverside tries to counter, and a foul. Yeah, give some credit to Kyle hanging in there tough. He had a tough inning when he gave up 2 runs in the 3rd. Right now, Alaska needs a couple of innings of some shutout baseball. Escamilla, open stance, left-hander, pitch, swing and a miss. That is 5 strikeouts for Kyle Bovey. Well, here's Sabalos. He has walked. He has been hit by a pitch. He has stolen 2 bases and scored twice. I guess the moral of this storyline is to keep this guy off the base paths. Tremendous speed. Chops one, and this is not routine. And, well, Kevin Johnson makes it look routine. It's the first time that Sabalos has been retired in the ball game. 2 down, 2 quick outs. Now the guy who started in center field, Matt Jordan. And I think that first pitch was called a strike. 3-2 Riverside as they bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's low. I don't think he called that first pitch a strike, so I think it's 3-0. That's outside ball 4. So 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, and a hit batsman for Kyle Bovey, the starting pitcher, in his 4th inning of work right now. And now the 3rd place hitter, Stieber, who drove in a run with a 4-3 ground out back in the 1st. Riverside batting. They lead by 1, and the knee-high fastball, a called strike. No balls and 1 strike to Stieber. Runner at first base. 3-2 Riverside, batting here in the home half of the 4th. Wave and a miss. Bovey a strike away and out away from getting out of the 4th inning untouched. The 0-2 pitch. And that one just a bit high. A ball and 2 strikes. And a chopper over the mound. Kevin Johnson will field on the short hop and throw it away into the dugout. And both runners will move up, 2nd and 3rd. Now you got to be very careful here with Davidson. Davidson hit the ball very hard his last time up. And a wave and a miss. So no balls and 1 strike on Davidson, the cleanup hitter. He's 1 for 2. Strikeout victim back in inning number 1. 2nd and 3rd, 2 out. That drops in there, a beautiful breaking pitch. And it's no balls, 2 strikes on Davidson. Coming to you from Goodyear Baseball Park. Bottom of the fourth inning, the 0-2 pitch. And this one is crushed down the line, and that is out of play. Be interesting to see what Kyle comes back with here. Again, the 0-2 pitch to Davidson with second and third occupied. Outside, 2-2. The 1-2 to Davidson. He struck him out swinging. They'll tag him out, and the inning is over. 6 strikeouts for Kyle Bovey. And we are heading to the 5th. A one-run affair. Alaska trailing Riverside 3-2. This is APMvideo.com in the 2019 NABA World Series. Heading now to the top half of inning number 5, and we got a new pitcher on the mound for Riverside. So 4 innings for Espinoza, gives up 2 runs earned, struck out 8, and now will give way to the gentleman who started the game in center field, Matthew Jordan. So Nigel Morton will come to the plate for the 3rd time. He is the first hitter in Ricky Campbell's starting lineup, and he takes the first pitch. The first offering of the game by Jordan, and it's no balls and 1 strike, or rather 1 ball, no strikes. Out of play to the right side, 1-1. Well, this could be a pivotal inning for really both of these teams. Here's a chopper that's going to find center field, base hit. So a rude welcoming by Morton. Hit number 7 for Alaska, Chad Hooker. Let's see if they're going to play a little small ball here. Nope, he's taken all the way, ball 1. Runner at first base. 4 innings of 6-hit, 2-run earned baseball, 8 strikeouts. Here's a hard hit ball and past Ceballos into center field, and the throw is going back to second, and probably very wisely, Nigel Morton stays right there. Of course, it always takes a near perfect throw to throw somebody out at home or even third base. And now first and second here for Alaska. And you're getting into the heart of the lineup. 3, 4, and 5 coming up here with nobody out. So here's left fielder Cody Staubel. You might see a bunt here. Let's see. Of course, you got your third place hitter up there. No, he's hacking. He goes after the high cheese. He comes up empty-handed, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Alaska batting down 3-2, but the tying run in scoring position at second and the go-ahead run at first. Cody doubled his first time up. He struck out his last time up, and he swings and misses. No balls, 2 strikes to the left fielder. And there goes the runner, and they may have him. He's out. Throw to second, and that one got away. So at least the runner is in scoring position, but some poor base running that time by Alaska, and that might cost him what could have been a big inning. The play went, 1 to 5 to 6, 5 to 6 to 5, something like that. I'll have to check the replay. There was too many throws on that one. And that ball hit him. That ball hit him on a strike 2 pitch. So they get a gift there and now have first and second with 1 out. And we got a break in the action from Goodyear, and we'll have more in just a moment. Well, the caught stealing really hurts. You could have the bases loaded, nobody out for Bynum, who takes a strike. Now first and second, 1 down. Bynum doubled to the gap in right center field and came in and scored on Ricky Campbell's single. And a wave and a miss, and he's down 0-2. So Bynum down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Infield a double play depth, and he pops it up, hits it a mile high into deep right center field. It's going to be caught. And the runner tagging and heading to third, and he will be in without a throw. Oh, what do? Double him off? I believe that they doubled him off, and what happened was the runner left second base too early. So 2 base running mistakes by Alaska, and took them maybe out of a big inning. They still trail 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. All right, so we head now to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Alaska down 3-2, and not to rub it in, but a couple of base running mistakes kept them from probably scoring a run or 2 in that last inning. So this is the 5th inning of work for Bovee. Jimenez, Hayward, and Frost. First up here for Riverside, who took a 1-0 lead in the bottom half of the 1st inning and then added 2 more against Kyle Bovee in the 3rd. But overall, Kyle's pitched well, but needs to throw up another goose egg here and keep his team at a 1-run deficit. So it's the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the lineup for Riverside. They are managed by Travis Cox. This is the first game for both teams of the 2019 NABA World Series. And a first hitter in this lineup, leadoff hitter, has got a free pass. And we've seen a little too much of that in this game. Third time Kyle has issued a free pass on the first hitter of an inning. 3 of the first 5 innings of play. And here's a bunt, not a very good one. This should be 2. They'll go second 1. They'll throw it to first, didn't turn it. And very good hustle that time by number 25. Now the shortstop, Timothy Frost. Runner at first, now 1 out. Squares the bunt, takes a strike, 0-1. Haywood might very well be a threat to steal. He got down the first base line with some lightning-like swiftness, no doubt about it. He beat out what I thought was going to be a double play. Swing and a miss. Good sinking pitch that time by Kyle Bovee. Runner at first, 1 out. We're halfway through the first game of the 25 Wood Bat Division of the NABA World Series 2019. Bottom of the 5th. Infield at double play depth. Here's the pitch and a line shot, and this is trouble. Out into right center field. It's going to drop in for a hit. Bobbled out there by the right fielder, and fortunately, that ball, well, it's fortunate that Hayward stayed at second base. So Justin Lewis will bat first and second. And he lunges after that one, fouls it out of play. Started the game in right field, now in center. Runners take their lead at first and second. The backward glance and the throw to the plate, and that one gets away. Little mistakes. Just keep biting this Alaska team. That's a pass ball. Second and third now, and a swing and a miss. 2 strikes on Lewis. I mentioned a couple of times how Kyle needs to keep that ball down low, but occasionally you got to change the batter's eye level, and he did on that last pitch. We'll see if he goes back downstairs. Well, nope, he comes over the top a little more, and it's a strike 3 swing and foul tipped into the catcher's mitt, and a big second out. Second up for the 9th place hitter in the lineup, Escamilla. Still second and third, 2 out. First pitch low and away, ball 1. Well, that last strikeout by Kyle, his 7th of the evening, through 4 2/3. And now he's down 2 balls and no strikes. Again, runners are at second and third. Riverside batting. They lead at 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And it's 3-0. Now the 3-0 pitch. In there, called strike. Escamilla didn't like the call. And it's 3-1. Kyle's got to dig in right now. Come back from this 3-0 deficit. Well, there was a play on. Well, there was no play on. Kyle turned around and nobody was there. And maybe sometimes, I think sometimes pitchers do that just to regroup. 3-1 pitch. Chopper up the line, and it will trickle foul. So the runners go back, second and third. Kyle could really use his 8th strikeout of the night. He's 3-2 pitching to Escamilla. And he lost him. Ball 4, bases loaded. Now it is Daniel Ceballos. Walked, was hit by a pitch. He scored twice. He's 0 for 1. Bases loaded, 2 out. And this one gets by the catcher. That was a short arm throw, and it really tied him up. That's probably going to go as a wild pitch. And the run will score, and now the complexion of this game completely different as Riverside now leads it 4-2. Hayward scoring from third. 1 ball, no strikes to Ceballos. In there for a called strike. Bounces one up there, and this is another run. I'm telling you, I mean, Alaska has shot themselves in the foot in this game. This is a very winnable game for them. Still is, but, I mean, you look at just the little things that they have done or they haven't done, and now they trail 5-2. And to be quite honest with you, well, it looks like that might be all for Kyle. He just ran out of gas. He's coming out of the game. It looked like he may have actually pulled a muscle, or he's got some tightness in that left leg. So he's coming out of the game. We got a break in the action here in the bottom of the 5th. Alaska has given up 2 runs and now trail 5-3. Right-hander Cody Barrett now in here in the bottom of the 5th inning. I'll tell you, at the rate we're going right now, I don't know if we'll see 9 innings of ball. It's been a very slow-moving game. There's a 3-hour time limit, 2-1, and here's a comebacker to the mound. Can't screw around with Ceballos, and they throw him out, and a great job by Cody Barrett as he comes in and stops the bleeding. But they get a couple of more runs. 6th inning coming up. Alaska now trailing 5-2. It's a 2019 NABA World Series. And you look at Todd Jeffress. He'll lead things off here. Top of the 6th inning for Alaska. Just gave up 2 runs in the home half of the 5th and now trail 3. The biggest lead of the game for Riverside, who has never been headed in this game. First pitch, and there goes the bat, and it's a swinging strike, 0-1. It'll be Jeffress, Johnson, and Cooper here in the top of the 6th inning for Ricky Campbell's 49ers. No balls, 2 strikes on the right fielder. In the air and down the line, and that one is slicing out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. That's high. Jeffress, who popped up his first time up, but the ball was dropped by the second baseman. And then he lined out to center field back in inning number 4. He's down 2 strikes in pitching, and he struck him out swinging, and there's 1 down. Right now, I think the 49ers just need a spark. They need something to spark this team and get them going. The last inning, a couple of base running mistakes, and then obviously a rough inning defensively, and now they just need, I think, just a little spark to get them going. Let's see if Johnson can, rattle one down the corner, get this team fired up. First pitch to him, that's a strike, 0-1. Now everybody is up on the railing on that third base dugout occupied by the Alaska 49ers. Same can be said on the first base dugout. Well, surprisingly, the lights have not been turned on here at Goodyear Ballpark. Yeah, it's getting a little dark out in here. Top of the 6th. That's high. And just as I say that, they must have been listening to me. They just came on. In the air and out of play. Now, this isn't like the old days where it takes 15 minutes for these lights to turn on. They should be at probably about 2 minutes. They ought to be at full strength. That's a swing and a miss, and down he goes. Jordan, who came in relief of Espinoza in the 5th inning, has recorded the first 2 batters out here in the top of the 6th. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, and now the batter is going to be Eric Cooper. Cooper has singled, he's walked, he scored a run. Alaska batting here. Yeah, those lights are already taking effect. Trailing by 3 in the top of the 6th inning. That's inside for a ball. Well, the one thing about Jordan is he is a very quick worker. Foul ball backing out of play. Two-strike pitch. And grounded to the right side, and Daniels up with it. He throws him out at first base. And that will take care of Alaska in the top of the 6th. Heading to the bottom half, Alaska trails the Renegades of Riverside, California, 5-2. Pitcher facing pitcher as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Back here from Goodyear Baseball Park in Goodyear, Arizona. The winter home of the Reds and the Indians. And the first pitch to Jordan is in there, called strike, and it's 0-1. Cody Barrett got the last out, and after a couple of runs had scored in that 6th inning when Riverside took a 5-2 lead. Right now they need him to throw shutout baseball here, and hopefully they can regroup going into the 7th inning. Now just a beautiful night. Temperatures have, well, I don't want to say dipped down, but 92. But like I said, it's without that sun just bearing down on you, 92 doesn't feel all that bad. Pitch. In the air, center field, and the shortstop makes a spectacular play. Morton, 1 down. Well, that might be the big play of the day. So a nice play by Morton, 1 up, 1 down for Riverside. And the Renegades are going to send up their 3rd place hitter, A.J. Stieber. In there for a strike. Wave and a miss. Good pitch right there. Got some velocity in that right arm. And the changeup is popped up on the infield, and Ricky Campbell out number 2. Well, next inning we will have our scoreboard stumper here on APN Video Sports. So get those baseball thinking caps on. 2 down. And here's Davidson, the first baseman, taking a strike, and it's 0-1. Davidson is 1 for 3, but he has struck out twice, and good pitch that time by Cody Barrett. Just simply pulled the string on the right-handed hitter. He's the cleanup hitter for Riverside. The Renegades lead it 5-2. Alaska in the field, trailing by 3, and the 0-2 pitch, and that one bounces up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on with 2 out. Bottom half of inning number 6. And it's too high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Changeup is hammered out into center field and deep. That ball is going to be up against the wall. It's a ground rule double. He gave that ball a ride, no doubt about it. Davidson, who has struck out twice, and he's hit the ball very hard on 2 occasions. Well, that was the PA announcer here in the first year of this stadium. That was back in '09. I saw a guy named Russell Branyan clear that sun deck, or whatever they call it. I mean, he hit it completely out of here. Just to bounce one out of here to right center field is a long ways to go. So here's the catcher, Rudy Jimenez, and he pops up the first one, and it's out of play. Rudy is 0 for 2 with a walk. Runner at second. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Line shot right back to the mound. Inning over. Well, we head now to the 7th inning. Alaska's got to get them sticks a-going if they're going to get back into this one. A tough Riverside leads 5-2. This is the 2019 NABA World Series. Back at the winter home of the Cincinnati Reds and the Cleveland Indians. Jeff Lowry with you, APN Sports. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Game started at 4:06, 3-hour time limit, so we still got 50 minutes to get 3 more innings in. Of course, the home team is leading 5-2. Here's a shot, and fielded on a short hop by Ceballos, and the throw on to first to retire Ricky Campbell, 1 down. Well, it's our trivia question inning. If you're the first to text in a correct answer, you will win a trip around the world and a brand new F-150. Compliments of Ricky Campbell, by the way. 4 players, active players, 4 active Major League Baseball players, as Munoz bats for the 3rd time and takes a strike. Munoz 1 for 2 in RBI his last time up off a single. 4 active players with 400 career home runs or more. Can you name them? So text your answer to our trivia hotline, and you might have a chance to win. You might have a chance to win a new F-150 and a trip around the world. That might be Mars, but you'll go around the world. Pitch, chopper foul. 3rd inning of work for the man who started this game in center field, Matthew Jordan. Well, I can tell you 2 of the guys on that list are lead pipe first ballot Hall of Famers. High fly ball hit back into deep left center field, but the catch is going to be made by Lewis, and there's 2 down. The batter is second baseman Kevin Johnson. Ooh, my goodness, that ball was ripped right up against the railing of the first base dugout. And it's a good thing nobody was hurt. No balls and 1 strike. Coming to you from Goodyear Baseball Park. Strike called on Kevin Johnson. He thought it was a little low, and it's 0-2. Jordan long look in, but he works quickly, and here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's a base hit into left field. A good job keeping this 7th inning alive. So Kevin Johnson, first time on in 3 at-bats, and Cody Barrett is going to be added to the bottom of the order. Alaska trailing 5-2 here in the top of the 7th inning, and here's a ground ball up the middle, diving play. They'll have no play. That's an infield hit, and 2 have reached after the first 2 were retired here in the top of the 7th inning. Frost with a great effort. So now we go back to the top of the order, and here's Morton. And now Morton represents the tying run for Alaska. And that's outside, low and away, ball one. They're playing very deep in left field. And he's got a nice gap out there in left field, left center field. He chops one to the shortstop. They will have to go to first with it, and it was a close play. Side retired. Good job by Frost at shortstop. And we go to the 7th inning stretch. Alaska trailing Riverside 5-2. This is APN. Third inning of work for Cody Barrett. He's done a good job since coming on. Alaska trailing it by a score of 5-2. It's our trivia question inning in which we ask who are the 4 current major league hitters with 400 career home runs or more. And we'll give you the answer here in this bottom half of the 7th. Give you another few minutes to think about it on the Arizona Baseball Play-by-Play Network. Now you're getting a wide shot of Goodyear Baseball Park. Opened up in 2009 for the Cleveland Indians. 1 year later, the Cincinnati Reds. First up for Riverside, who leads it by 3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning, is Corey Haywood. He came into the game back in the 2nd inning when Vincent Fenard was ejected from the game after arguing a called third strike. You know, the rule is that you're supposed to leave the premises. Well, this is a lot of premises here. There's a lot of, I mean, did Vincent have to literally drive about a quarter mile to get away from this stadium? I don't know. I think the last time I played softball and I got thrown out of a game, one of the last times I ever played, and they made me leave the park, not just the field or the dugout, the entire facility. That's a strike call. So, I don't know. I don't know if he's allowed to sit out there on a park bench. Got a couple of them out in front of the entrance here. Got an unhappy customer over here. Well, that's a strike called. So now you got a payoff pitch coming up to Hayward. Beautiful but slightly warm evening. Our current temperature about 90 degrees here. Haywood leading things off. His team up by 3 here in the 7th, and he got jammed, and Ricky's got it. Well, he's been kind of busy down there at first base. Now Timothy Frost. Strike called. And strike 2 called on Frost. He thought maybe that was a little bit low. 0-2 the count. Now Riverside leading it by a score of 5-2 here. But give some credit to Cody Barrett. He's done a good job since coming in. And that one, little chin music for Mr. Frost, who made a nice play out there at shortstop back in the top of the inning. Hammered to left field. This ball's going to be caught. Nice job by Cody in left. And there's quickly 2 down here in the home half of the 7th. Now Stafford. Stafford went in a couple of innings ago to play right field, right-handed hitter. 2 out, nobody on, and the first pitch in there, a called strike. Escamilla is on deck if he gets a chance to bat. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out with nobody on, and the changeup is high. The 1-2 pitch. Outside 2-2. We get the defensive alignment there for the Alaska 49ers pretty much straight away. And the 2-2 pitch. He struck him out swinging. Good job. So Cody strikes out and has a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the 8th. Alaska trailing by 3, 5-2. This is the NABA World Series on APN Sports. Well, another beautiful sunset here in Arizona. 5-2 is our score as we are heading now to the top of the 8th inning. Alaska with 6 outs to go. Let's see what they can do. Top of the order, 2, 3, and 4 coming up here for Ricky Campbell's Alaska 49ers. They're only down by 3. First pitch, letter high, maybe a bit higher than that. Ball 1. Chad Hooker has had singles his last 2 times up. He is 2 for 3 overall. And the pitch is taken low, and it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes. Well, we asked the 4 Major League players that have hit 400 career home runs, active Major League players. Can you name them? We'll give it to you after this at bat by Hooker. He swings and fouls it off. Well, number 1 on that list, and that should be a no-brainer, that's Albert Pujols with 656 career home runs. It is amazing how close he is to to Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth would be, actually Willie Mays would be next on the list at 660. That is a strike called, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Albert Pujols was 656, 4 away from Willie Mays, and the 2-2. Apparently that was 3-2, and he's heading down to first base. Cody Stauble will bat. He doubled his first time up. He has struck out. He's been hit by a pitch, and he takes a healthy cut. Made a nice play out in left field an inning ago. Number 2 on the list is former Florida Marlin and Detroit Tiger great Cabrera. Had a play to the right side. Miguel Cabrera has hit 477. I was at Busch Stadium when he hit 400, and that was back in the spring of 2015, and he's only hit 77 since, but he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. One of the great players of all time, Triple Crown winner. Third on the list, Edwin Encarnacion. Now with the Yankees, 414. And the last guy just recently surpassed 400 as that one is drilled down the line and out of play. Cody having a couple of good cuts at Jordan's pitches here. The 4th guy hit his 400th home run in Minnesota, Nelson Cruz. He's got 401. One of the guys, I think this guy might be a Hall of Famer too. He's done a lot of damage at the plate in a short amount of time. Here's a ground ball to the right side. They'll go second 1. They'll turn it to first, and they won't get him. Fielder's choice 4-6. So Pujols, Cabrera, Encarnacion, and Cruz. All Latin descent. That tells you just how much talent coming out of Mexico and Cuba and Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic and Venezuela. That's out of play. Line drive, base hit, and that will bring the tying run to the plate. Scooter with his 2nd hit, and they're on the corners. So now Todd Jeffress at the plate, and he is due. They could use a big hit here. I wonder if they'll steal Scooter in this situation to stay out of a double play situation. Out of play to the right side, and it's 0-1 on Todd Jeffress. So Matthew Jordan in a little bit of a hot water here, trying to protect the 3-run top of the 8th inning lead as Riverside is led from since they went up 1-0 in the first inning. No balls and 1 strike to Jeffress, 1st and 3rd. He represents the tying run for Alaska. And he fouls it off. A pitch maybe up near his shoulders or his eyes, 0-2. Talking about MLB home run hitters, what about the year Pete Alonso had? My goodness. Runner started to go, and that's out of play. Eugenio Suarez with 49 bombs with the Cincinnati Reds. He became the first player in National League history playing third base to hit that many home runs, and also the all-time home run leader of any Venezuelan-born Major League player. Eugenio Suarez with the Reds. 2 strikes. Runner goes. Grounded in the hole. Base hit. It's a 2-run ball game, and here comes Scooter to third. There'll be no throw. So Jeffress comes through with 2 strikes and bounces a single to left field, and that cuts the lead to 2. Travis Cox out to talk to his pitcher, make sure that he's okay. We'll see if they make a pitching change here. We're going to take a timeout, and they are not. So we'll just keep it right here. So top of the 8th inning, you got the tying run at first. First and third occupied, and the first pitch high and tight, ball 1. Jerome Johnson looking for his first hit. Alaska batting in the top of the 8th, trailing 5-3, tying run at first pitch. And a shattered bat. And this ball is going to be hit to the shortstop, and they're going to turn a double play, 6-4-3. They have made all the plays they've had to. And they lead by 2 as we go to the home half of the 8th inning. Jeff Lowry back here from Goodyear Baseball Park, Goodyear, Arizona. Game time temperature about 89 degrees. Beautiful evening for baseball. We got a new pitcher on the mound here for the Alaskan team, and it's number 11, Connor Johnson, right-handed thrower. And he will face the Riverside Bats for what they hope will be the final time in this contest. So Connor taking his final warm-up tosses, and most of his team looking on from behind. Escamilla will lead things off for Riverside here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, and here we go. First pitch. Ball 1. Escamilla has struck out. He has walked in his 2 plate appearances. He is the 9th place hitter in the lineup. Connor Johnson, and a swing and a foul tip at the plate. 2 strikes on Escamilla. That's just under the knees. Good eye by Escamilla. Well, that one got behind him, and after getting out in front of Escamilla, now 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Alaska, I think collectively and individually, this team would tell you they could have easily won this game. That's behind Escamilla, ball 4. That is the 7th walk issued and 1 hit batsman by Alaska pitching. Now Sabalos. You're not going to double this guy off, so you better make sure you get the lead runner on a ground ball. Runner at first. Well, that was close. One ball and no strikes to the leadoff hitter in the lineup here, and that's high, and it's 2-0, and he hasn't come close on the last 4 pitches. Needing a strike right now with a runner at first base. Still within striking distance at 5-3, but can ill afford to give up any more as the Alaskan 49ers. In the air, center field, and this is going to be playable for Scooter, and he's got it 1 down. So that'll bring up Matthew Jordan. The runner at first base. Well, sounds like the next 2 teams are coming into Goodyear Ballpark right here on the concourse. Jordan did a nice job on the mound. They gave up a run in that last inning. He takes a strike, and Munoz's throw is not in time at first. Jordan is grounded to first base unassisted. He's doubled in a run. He has walked. He has popped the shortstop in 4 tries. 5-3 is the score. Riverside batting. There goes the runner. Munoz's throw, and they got him. Tremendous throw by Manny Munoz, and that is a big second out here for Alaska as they trail by 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. So 2 are out, nobody on, bottom of the 8th, and the pitch is low for a ball. Right-hander sights a sign. He kicks, he deals, and that one's fouled straight back. And Matthew Jordan was all over that one. Ready with the next pitch. Inside for a ball. Another 2-strike pitch. He got him. Struck him out, and we are heading to the 9th from Goodyear Ballpark, Goodyear, Arizona. Alaska needs at least 2 to equalize. It's 5-3 Riverside. This is APN in the 2019 NABA World Series. All right, we go now to the top of the 9th inning, and a chance for Alaska to make one-ditch effort to get through and maybe tie or take the lead in this top of the 9th inning, and they're going to be facing a new pitcher in Jason Doyle, right-hander, and the first pitch of this top of the 9th is up there, ball 1. Eric Cooper will start things off. He's got Ricky Campbell waiting in the wings on deck. 5-3 Riverside. They're in the field in the all-white uniforms. High fly ball out into left center field. Trouble. No, it's going to hold up. Nice play by Lewis. He covers a lot of ground, and there's one down. Ricky Campbell drove in the first run of the game for Team Alaska in a 2-run fourth. They scored a run in the 8th. First pitch is low, ball 1, and Doyle can bring it. He's definitely in the 80s, probably mid-80s pitch. Yeah, it's upstairs, and Ricky 2 balls and 1 no strikes. Ricky is 1 for 3. Campbell trying to get on base to bring the tying run to the plate. Swing and a miss. They need base runners, and they'll get them any way they can. That's a strike called. Wow. 2-2. Well, the approach right here, I think if you're Ricky Campbell, and I'm not telling him how to hit, but, well, I'll tell you, he's been going away, and now let's see where he comes in. They're going away again, and that's outside. Oh, my goodness. You got to be kidding me. Wow. Well, some umpires have a strike zone dugout, and that's the case here tonight. That's unbelievable. Well, it's up to Manny Munoz. Wow. Inside ball 1. Shocked that one wasn't. 1 for 3 with an RBI hit. Top of the 9th inning. Nobody on, 2 out. In the air. Shallow right. The right fielder's going to call for it, and Riverside wins the first game of this 2019 NABA World Series with a 5-3 victory, and they got some outstanding pitching, and this game could have went either way, but you got to give some credit to Riverside. They made the plays when they had to. Travis Cox's team is 1-0. Alaska drops to 1-0. The winning pitcher in the game in relief is Matt Jordan. 3 innings of 1-run baseball in relief of starter Alfonso Espinoza. He didn't qualify for the win because he came out in the 5th inning. And Kyle Bovey is going to take the loss. He is 0-1. Time of the game, 2 hours and 55 minutes in front of a large crowd. Capacity crowd, no. We did have about 30, 35 people here today. That's a pretty good crowd for NABA as Team Alaska drops to 0-1. It's been a presentation of APN Sports, Arizona's leader, sports video coverage. And so for our entire crew, this is Jeff Lowry saying so long from Goodyear Baseball Park, the winter home of the Cincinnati Reds and the Cleveland Indians. Again, final score, Riverside takes it 5-3. Good night, everybody, from Goodyear.